Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this, our fourth and final webinar in our Look on the Bright Side retailer-specific launch event for our Autumn-Winter 2020 range. So excited that you could take the time out and join us, and thank you amidst all the other things that you've got going on in your crazy world, as all of us have right now. We appreciate you taking the time to join us here at Widdop & Co. as part of our Look on the Bright Side event, and to talk a little bit more as we enter the autumn-winter season about what we can do to support you as a gift shop retailer at this time. As I said, this webinar today is focused on gift shops, and it is the fourth. We've done this now for 4 weeks in a row. We started with right back at the start with card shops, and we had department stores and jewelers, and much of the content around the theory behind what we've done this autumn is similar for everybody. But what's very different each week is the fact that for each of our retailer types, we want to share with you the specific things that Widdop is doing as a range of products and also as a range of supporting services that can provide you with what you need to do better and support you more in this crazy time that we're all in, and in the autumn-winter period where there is so much opportunity with the consumer market. So I will take up no more than 45 minutes of your time. I'm sorry we're starting a little bit late, but we are going to have this on record. And so for those of you joining us afterwards as well, thank you so much again. We hope that you find this content interesting and useful, and we hope you'll continue to engage with us over the coming weeks as we share even more detail about what Widdop & Co is doing as a company this autumn for you, our important customers. So today we're talking to you gift shops. Gift shops is a very broad category. What you consider as a gift for some people might be a car or a holiday. For other people is a collectible item, and there's everything in between. For Widdop & Co, we are a giftware business. Even our home accessories have a gift orientation. So gift shops in its entirety really represents every single people or customers that we sell to, and the consumers therefore that are buying from them. With that in mind, we're talking today to the specific people that sell a broad range of products that could be considered a gift. And in that regard, what we're going to cover is the specific trends relevant for you and the specific ranges that Widdop has that helps you serve that marketplace. The picture on the left is no coincidence. What of the theory that I'm going to cover today is very relevant is that we're trying to create theatrical, presentation-based retail and support you, our customers, in getting more in front of your consumers at a time where they're more inclined to stay at home and buy online. We are providing you more and more solutions and want more and more feedback to support those to help you get better products with better accompaniments to do better business in this autumn-winter period. If those of you joined me at the start of the summer for the series I did with the Giftware Association, you'll know that we talked about 8 parts of a strategy for retailing in this post-lockdown, but part lockdown, currently COVID, maybe one day non-COVID world. And these are all very relevant things regardless of COVID or what's happened in the last 6 months, but really focused on what the future of retail looks like as trends and accelerating those trends now to prepare for a future based on some of the things that have been created out of COVID. So becoming a responsible retailer, taking ethical, environmental, sustainability issues at the heart of what you do and having a position in retailing that's ethically sound and that has a statement attached to it that people can associate with your company. Embracing social media as a means to engage and have content-driven strategy with your consumers. Becoming a multi-channel business where your physical retail presence is only part of your overall opportunity to get in front of consumers. Providing in that flagship store-based physical experience, a service and experience and theatre-driven business. Safe, hygienic retailing now is very, very important and the benchmark really of operating at all. Socializing your business around key events, not just having product for those events like Christmas or Father's Day, but actually driving people into your store and spending more time there during those key events. Personal development and mental health and making sure that you are investing time in your own development and preparing your own mind for what needs to be done for the future as well. And finally, the product, making sure that you've got commercial, on-trend product for a time such as this. In short, as I've said all summer, if you do what you've always done, you will no longer get what you've always got, as Henry Ford said. You will not survive. This environment we're all in now is brutal. It's more difficult, it's more challenging than it's ever been, and we need to change quicker than ever. The past is foreign. Every piece of the post-COVID-19 change puzzle requires a mindset now on experience, making people understand your brand and everything that that brand is built upon, and then epitomizing that across everything you do, whether it's online, in store, or in the services you provide in addition. 50% of all spend by 2028 will be millennial or younger consumers. And those people, whilst they prefer bricks and mortar stores, have higher expectations than ever of what has to be delivered by them for them to continue to shop there. 78% of millennials spend money now on experience over buying something. And despite COVID, they still want to have those experiences, whether that's the drive-in cinemas we've seen this year, or as a result of COVID, much more things that have less contact, but that are still experience driven. The rest are not absent either. Live experience consumer spending has increased by 70% since 1987. And post-COVID, nobody has the money or the time to invest in this stuff in the way that will be needed. As such, what we need to do as a pair, as a partnership together, as retail and wholesale, is create well-crafted, brand-driven experiences to inspire new thinking and connect people in ways that we never have before, to take emotive actions, decide to buy product based on their emotive response to what that company, brand, or experience is doing. This is a necessity now, not a choice. Creating retailtainment requires three elements that have existed for a long time to come together in a new form. The first of those, on the left here, is the actual things we always have done. Product range launches, sales, sampling, limited editions, getting influencers or demonstrations in store, promotions, discounts. All those things on the left are regular and have been compelling, but they haven't linked up necessarily with the things on the right, which are publicly recognized events with a following behind them, as big as Christmas and as small as National Zombie Month. They may be niche, they may be global, but whatever they are, hanging your hat on them in the form of retailtainment requires these two things to come together and sit atop of experiential retail. And what does that mean? The non-product services, experience, and theatre of the retail environment that trigger an emotive response and provoke a transaction. These trends are not new, but they're being accelerated by the time we're in right now with COVID. And whether it's personalization or cinemas in store or experiential retail in store or playgrounds, whatever it may be, FAO Schwartz there with the giant piano that was as famous in the 1980s with Big and Tom Hanks and still relevant today. Service, experience, and theatre requires services that enhance the product, from personalization, gift box packaging, ready-made hampers, personal shopping, late hours. These are things that add on to the product you're already offering to make sure that, that people are taking away something extra that adds value. The second is making the experience memorable and hospitable so that the people feel important. Stop offering discounts and offer a free coffee, comfortable furniture to sit in, loyalty cards, demonstrations, entertainment, free food, stock availability, try before you buy. Things that make you remember how great your time was dealing with that retailer. Finally, the theatre, regularly ripping out the windows and the permanent fixtures and starting from scratch so that every time someone walks by, your store almost looks like a completely different experience. And that will draw people in, and all three of these things together will increase the dwell time of that consumer with your business. But before you do those things, you also have to get the basics right first. These pictures are taken of a retailer down in the southeast of the UK last year, and these photos show the problem right now. Blocking off displays. The display on the far left here is what you were greeted when you entered this store, and believe it or not, that was a back to school and teacher display. Shop windows there, like the one in the third picture along, which has our product in it from about 5 years ago still. This is 5 years later, that product is still visible in the window. Constantly reinventing the look of the store whilst also making it compelling, easy to shop, and has the essentials in place, from lighting and heating to friendly staff that are hospitable, that keep it clean and tidy. But you also must know your customer and shop type. Innovation is not the same as being outlandish, and WIDUP is here to help you with all of this. Across all of these 8 areas, there is so much more we can do for you. Providing the videos, the gifts, the mood shots. We are members of the Slave Free Alliance and founding members. In fact, we have audits on over 80% of our factories at BSCI, SEDEX, or SMETA standards, and our packaging is becoming more sustainable every year. Images, stock information, and descriptions will help you get online faster and service those online consumers in a new way. POS displays, props, visual merchandising kit to get your service experience and theatre right in store. Seal boxes and CDUs, no minimum order quantities so that you don't have to have loads of stock sitting on the shelves in your safe and hygienic retail environment. Leading on all seasons, from Christmas to Mother's Day, providing you not just with the product, but the things around that to help you support these stories in store and socialize your business around these key events. And personal development like this, providing you webinars, events, and our roadshow that starts on Monday, coming to you to help you make the most out of these opportunities. And finally, the product. 4,000 brand new focused items every year across 24 brands to help you drive commercial, more margin in your business. So we created the Look on the Bright Side event for this autumn at a time when there will be little new product in the market, little face-to-face contact, as a new way of reaching you and supporting you like never before, with 5 interactive channels across lots of platforms to support you with more than just product. The digital content, which we've launched through Widdop & Co Map that I'll talk about in a second. The digital events like this, webinars, and even our Look on the Bright Side awards that we launched this week. The roadshow that starts on Monday that will be coming across the Southwest and Southeast, and our showroom, which has already seen over 120 amazing customers come through its doors in a safe, hygienic, and very commercial way over the last 4 weeks. And underpinning all of that, product promotions and a marketing toolkit that is second to none in our trade. We launched Widdop & Co Map about 4 weeks ago now, and it continues to be being populated with new stuff all the time. By the end of the show in a few weeks' time, Widdop & Co Map will have every bit of tool that you need across our key launches from this autumn to support that launch in your store. Our Widdop & Co Map, which is our marketing asset portal, is provided by Dropbox, and you can access it now to find all the content from catalogs, video content, introduction presentations, social media content, posters, mood shots, and even visual merchandising guides to support you with your own service experience and theatre in store. But for gift shops, more specifically, we want to make sure that we're doing something for you, not just for all of our customer base, but for you on the trends, the brands, the ranges, and supporting tools for autumn winter 20. Widdop has 24 brands, and they take up 15,000 square feet of showroom. We never expect any one retailer to stock all of them or to be able to cover all of them in the way that's needed. As such, what I want to do this autumn winter is to tell you the things that you really need to hang your hat on in the Widdop & Co range. And all of those things align to product trends. These trends, whilst covering everything from cards and social stationery to hand sanitizers, are relevant to every type of retailer, but how you apply them will be different. So the first one here, card and social stationery sales booming as anti-technology solutions have grown to social interaction. End of isolation humor, good and bad jokes, which apply across that card and social stationery element, but also things like Christmas decorations. This humor, this sort of bringing light into a dark time, is a really critical part of both card shops and gift shops' work for this autumn. Rainbows are a great way of doing that, but people expect more than just a product with a rainbow on it now. They want to see it support a good cause. Gifts for the heroes. In this case, you can see cookies in the top corner, but it doesn't matter whether it's a mug or a cookie or whatever you find that's suited to your consumer type. Having gifts for those heroes for this Christmas time is a critical part of the range. The whole new product category of personal hygiene as a gift, from hand sanitizers to masks. No one thought that these could become giftable, and they've been very much commodity driven until now, but having them with brighter colors, with words, with messages, and with some extra element that makes them giftable is definitely something to have in this autumn. Anti-technology gifts, from board games and puzzles, which have seen a 200% increase in sales, to, as you'll see in a second, the hobbies that people have gone to in these times as well. All of these anti-technology gifts will continue as a trend throughout the rest of this year, at least into 2021. The characters and shows that have got people through, especially parents who've relied on things like Disney Plus in this time to show their kids new content and to keep them entertained at a time where it's been very, very difficult. So characters like Lady and the Tramp, which is a classic old story, but has now been brought back to life through Disney Plus and its new content. And finally, those home-based hobbies and interests, from sewing and craft to baking and gardening. And with Great British Bake Off still a big thing and people being home more, all of these trends will influence the product that people are buying for this Christmas. But you also have to know your customers. And that starts with these 2 triangles. You should be able to map everything you do as a product range in your store onto both of these triangles. Good, better, best, and halo denotes the value that comes from it. And the size of the market is determined by the point in the triangle. Good stuff is the biggest opportunity in volume, but may also have the smallest opportunity in margin. The halo stuff is the most special product at the very top, of which there's less people to buy it, but there may be more margin to be had. And on the right, everything from trend, which is also niche at the bottom, to the timeless evergreen products, which there's less and less of, but when you find one, they last for a long time. Every single thing we do as a business and every single thing that you as our customers should be doing is mapping these two things together across what you're looking to buy. We do this across everything from our baby collections to our friends and family collections to make sure there's no overlaps, but to also make sure that we're able to tell the retailers that are a halo timeless classic customer which are the relevant brands that are for them. Doing this in your store means you'll focus and you'll have less brands and less product, but more focused and deep presentations of the things that you do choose. And once you know your customers, you can then go further. This little chart here shows 6 of the key areas of a gift shop in the UK market. And whether it's fashion and trend on the left or the precious home and garden items on the right, all of them may be very relevant to you, or only some of them. But you can then map these on to halo, best, better, and good. The reason that the yellow one and the orange one on the top and the dotted line is there is because WIDUP doesn't touch on those areas. We're not saying they're not important, but right now they're not things we can help you with. Why I'm showing you this is because WIDUP does touch across all of the rest. And we have something here, especially in this autumn, to support you depending on which of these areas is your focus. We have 10 amazing brands that are specifically focused on gift shops out of our 24. So you don't have to overwhelm yourself with looking at 24 from the beginning and all the products in those, but focusing on the 10 that are relevant for you and the 7 of which that have great relevant new 2020 editions, which are highlighted in gray on this chart. Once you know this and we're able to focus on those things, it makes life much easier in terms of supporting you with the POS, the presentation, and all the supporting materials you need to launch these in your business. And I'm now going to cover what those 7 relevant new additions are for this autumn. But you also must spend time making sure you're not wasting time and money preparing this retailtainment. You can spend so much money and time doing this stuff and not getting it right that actually it becomes a big distraction for your business. So you must begin with focusing on innovation in your core categories, doing the 80% amazingly rather than doing 100% of products in the gift shop categories poorly, driving up your margin, increasing the value of your products through the brands and services you offer alongside them. Then, once you get the core categories right, make sure you've got your occasions and your occasion calendar locked down, from window displays to the product offer, from innovation to the existing partners you work with. Don't add too many new suppliers, just focus on the ones that are delivering you the most value and add on supporting product to the product that they're providing you. Then add on things for impulse purchase, the things that are an upsell at the time at which the purchase is being decided. Add on functional items, things that people will come back and buy again when they've used it up. Particularly home fragrance is a great example of this. And adding a personalized element onto that makes them even more special. And then finally, deep brand-led stories. Famous brands that are underrepresented on your high street in your area and making sure you utilize those to draw more traffic to the rest of your business. Disney is a great example of that. So with autumn 20 in mind, it's now important to just focus on some of the must-haves that we're suggesting that you need as a business for this autumn winter. The first of which is our Cheerful range. Cheerful has been created with this time in mind. It's all about beating the doom and gloom with uplifting, positive messages that incorporate some of that rainbow element of colour, but that also supports a good cause. We are working with the NHS Charities Together programme, and 7% of all of our sales on Cheerful at wholesale will be donated to NHS Charities Together that Captain Tom himself was fundraising. But Cheerful is also a great example for us of how we're supporting you more with posters, POS, and in this case, video content for you to use in your business to promote the launch and pre-sell even perhaps the product that's coming. Here's an example. creating bespoke video content like this for all of our new launches going forward. And the name Widdop & Co on there can be changed specifically to your retail store to help you make more out of these brands and these stories for the consumers that you're speaking to. We're also providing more messaging around our brands, supporting materials, which I'll show you in a second. But Cheerful as a concept is the epitome of this in our autumn launch and covers a bright, bold project that is supporting those key workers, those key people in the world at a time when we've not spent as much time with them this year. This will include Mother's Day and Father's Day product with a fantastic POS display stand to support that. All under £10 retail, over 80 items available, and again, 7% of all sales going to NHS charities together. Personalisable gifts for key workers, these Christmas decorations for doctors, nurses, policemen, teachers, delivery drivers, all of them available with a countertop display stand for that impulse purchase element of buying and personalizing something using a Sharpie pen, which we do sell as part of this concept, to help in the sale of these items at this time of year. And the new category of personal hygiene, not just putting a commodity hand sanitizer together with a label on it, but actually also personalizing this for mums, dads, grandmas, chefs, whatever it may be, with a bright, bold, more positive messaging that makes a commodity item into a giftable item. And then supporting you with everything from the paint that colors the wall to the shelves, the stickers, the vinyls, the pom-poms, the signage, the posters, the catalogs, the PDFs, the gifts, the POS floor stands. All of this stuff is incredibly important to help you tell a better story. The story is what will drive people back to your store at a time when they can stay at home and shop online. Telling that story is now part of Widdop's responsibility to you as well. Moving on, the bright side. Bright side has been one of the most positive gift and card stories in the UK giftware market for years. The man tin in the middle of the picture there is one of the best-selling gift concepts that's probably been on the market in the last 10 years. Widdop is thrilled to take over this range from David Hicks, who is retiring this year, and to work with Rachel Bright going forward in 2021 to drive more growth as a result of her incredible typographic design work. We will be doing occasions and sentiment and still covering the key categories, including tins, with 89 lines launching this autumn winter with some fantastic margin opportunities on some of the stuff that's been around a while, but is still a really great gifting concept from birthday to new babies and new mums. There is so much great product in here for everything from teachers to dads and mums for Mother's Day. The important thing about Brightside as a concept for us, which is why we're honoured to welcome it to our portfolio, is that at a time like this, we need to lean on brands that we know are successful. The Brightside is one of those. It's been around for a long time, but it still fundamentally remains one of the most commercial gifting concepts in the UK marketplace, an essential part of our giftware offering for everyone from grandparents to kids at this special time. Harvey Making is our men's gift offering, and as a brand it covers everything from Halo, Good, Better and Best down to very much commodity items. But there are two key parts for this autumn that you must have this winter. Whilst Harvey Making is a one-stop shop for men's gifts from military to music and sport and comedy, the two that I'm showing here, Harvey's board games and the counter range that we have here, is all about driving those impulse purchases and leaning on the trends such as the board games that have become massive at this time. We have 24 fantastic board games in our Harvey's board games range now, and accompanying it with that counter collection, we now have some great countertop impulse purchase, really great quality gifting items that can be used as stocking fillers for men's gift in the run up to Christmas this year. Disney, I've talked about this already, a key brand to hang your hat on at this time and the biggest brand in the world. It's that simple. Widdop and Disney is a partnership that's been going for a long time, actually, 20 plus years, but only since 2012 have we really focused on driving this part of our business forward with more categories. And Disney now represents a huge part of our business. But there are 6 core product areas that we work on. And the most interesting part to note here is that whilst our business has suffered during COVID, along with all of yours, Disney has grown at this time. And these 6 areas will remain the key part of our 58% growth plans over the next 2 years, and a crucial part of what you need to know about Widdop. From classic collectibles and baby infant gift, which you'll know us for very well, to the Christmas Disney items we now do, the nursery decor we now offer, the home decoration items and the sentiment gift. We are providing something across the board here on these 6 important categories. But In our Disney range, there really is something for everyone. In times of trepidation, dismay like this, there is some story, a Disney story, that you will be able to hang your hat on and make a compelling offering out of in your business at this time. Whether that's magical beginnings for baby, or princesses, or more modern magical stories like Toy Story, or thinking ahead to next year when weddings are going to come back in full force with double the number from this year where they were cancelled, to Mother's Day in the bottom right corner. We now have something to cover every base on Disney, and it's a critical part of the gift offering for every gift shop we deal with, whether it is good, better, best, or Halo. Tinkerbell is our new range for the autumn, a classic story, and in the 4 weeks of our show so far has been one of the most outstanding success stories. We are covering for the first time here a birthstone series to drive people back into your business regularly to buy these for their birthdays, but also some of the classic collectible items and some really beautiful functional everyday items like the night light you see in the bottom right corner here where the wings glow in the dark with a battery, obviously. Overnight. They're $5.99 to £30 retail. This is a stunning range, and we're already close to overselling it for this winter, so it's one that you must get into now. The aromatherapy company, I talked earlier about having gift items with a function to drive people to come back once they've used it up. The aromatherapy company is one of our best examples of that in our business. It is a beautiful gift range with beautiful packaging, but it is also a functional home fragrance item. Our flower range for this autumn is the epitome of this story. The packaging itself is stunning and has flocked velvet on the lettering to make it even more special, but it has in it 4 fantastic fragrances, all soy wax to incorporate that ethical and sustainable stance, all of high quality with 8% fragrance as a minimum, and with prices at only $9.99 to $11.99, is perfectly set up for that commercial mid-market offering at a very high perceived value. Creating stories out of aromatherapy company is easy. It's made in New Zealand essential oils. It is a really beautiful package story to tell, and it will really uplift the value that you're able to sell this kind of product for in your business. Sophia. Sophia is the Harvey Making equivalent in our range for ladies' gift. And we have 3, again, compelling stories for this autumn that you need to hang your hat on. The first is our Objet d'Art range, which I'll cover in a second. The second is our Sophia collection, the core Sophia collection, which covers everything from jewelry and jewelry boxes to manicure sets. Everything that you would need for a core pickup commercial mid-market giftware offering sits inside our Sophia core range. And finally, Serenity, a range developed perfectly for a season such as this. But let's start with Objet d'Art. Stunning hand-blown artistic ornaments. Every single one of these pieces is handmade and therefore unique. They all come in a silk-lined gift box, and we're excited this autumn to launch the miniatures, a smaller range at more commercial price points, supported with a perspex cabinet with lights inside that rotates to have that stunning catch of the eye in the corner of the business, and obviously to support you not losing or damaging these small precious items in store. And at a $7.99 price point, they're much more commercially driven than some of the bigger pieces. Everything still comes in that beautiful silk-lined gift box. Fantastic gift offering for this autumn that's unique. Serenity, though, as I said, is a range again developed for perfect time as this. Serenity as there to represent a time that is coming with stress, pressure, and anxiety like never before. It comes on the back of trends such as mindfulness, well-being, simplification, and hygge and fake, which have come from Scandinavian origin. The colouring books of years gone by are now being replaced by much more commercial product categories of everything from home fragrance to furniture. This range brings all that together with a message of relax, revive, or calm. And our home fragrance offering in this has been developed with a UK fragrance house, EFF, and has been developed specifically to suit this trend of bringing a bit more mindfulness and spa-type zen into our homes at a time where stress, pressure, and anxiety has been unprecedented in 2020. We have 3 fragrances in our home fragrance range, and we cover candles, diffusers, room sprays, and gift sets. Perfect for this time of year, really, really stunningly packaged, and a fantastic sustainable offering for you in this area. They're also, though, supported, unlike many of its competitors, with a fantastic impulse-driven giftware range with revival kits, little stones for health and well-being, and even little ceramic key rings with tassels to just really provide a nice, thoughtful, affordable gift accompaniment for that fragrance collection. Price points from £4 to £10, this small range provides a really great stocking filler option for Christmas 2020. Hestia. I talked on the far right of the things for giftware shops about having home accessories that are giftware driven. Staying away from a home as a category for commodity or for people who are accessorizing is obviously an important part of a gift shop. But actually bringing in home pieces that tell a gift story, such as Ice and Slice, our trend-led glassware collection, or the Hestia core items, which when partnered up into hampers and gift sets, perform a really great giftable solution at a time when people are looking for stuff to accessorize all their DIY they've done this year. Ice and Slice is the best example of how gift orientation can happen in our homeware range. Ice and Slice is a very unique collectible gift accessory for a fashion-conscious drink connoisseur, based initially obviously on the gin and tonic glasses you can see in the picture here that have already become a bestseller for some of our customers, but are designed, engineered and copyrighted for worldwide exclusivity here in the UK, and it's taken years to get this concept to market at the right quality. We've had a few issues, in fact, as a result of that this year, but we're excited that not only are those issues behind us now, but we're bringing to market some fantastic new shapes in addition to the gin and tonic ones for this autumn winter, ranging from men's gifts such as the double old-fashioned whiskey tumbler and the decanter, to highballs, pina colada, prosecco glasses, margarita, aperol and even martini for the people watching the Bond film that comes out hopefully this November. All this stock will be available in September and October this year, and we're excited to extend this fantastic range as we go into spring 2021. Mother's Day, as I said earlier, is an event to socialize your business around, which is why we start with Mother's Day in September the year before. Mother's Day is not till March, and for many of us who are head down trying to survive the day-to-day right now is certainly not something that will be a priority. But making it a priority for a little while now and thinking about the ranges, how to socialize around those and what you're going to do to make it compelling in your business is why we start this now to support you. We have 10 representations of product for Mother's Day next year that will drive across all of the brands something different for everybody. The Peaches and Cream range shown here on the right will cover some of those key new categories from hand sanitizers to home fragrance, but we'll also cover key commercial pickup price points inside our Sophia brand. But whether it's Cheerful or Disney or Bambino Baby's first Mother's Day, or even our Frida partnership with Hotchpotch inside Sophia, we have something for everyone. Our aromatherapy company collection even already is pre-selling these fantastic candles and diffusers for spring, where the sleeve can come off, so actually after Mother's Day you can continue to sell them. And the ones on the left here, this is called our Bloom collection, incorporates actually real flower petals inside the soy blend of wax. Stunning gift items, stunning packaging, perfect gifts for Mother's Day 2021. And to buy it from us, you have two options available. You can choose from the great new options, such as Disney Mother's Day, Frida, Peaches and Cream, or that aromatherapy company range, and guarantee your quantity if you order by the end of next week, with exclusives available too if you want them. Or you can buy from our existing best-selling items, where stock actually in many cases is already here, and you can guarantee the opportunity to start early and pre-sell from spring 2021. So that's it for today. I've covered so much great new product in there, but we really hope now to see you in person. We are starting our roadshow on Monday. Our showroom event is still on until the end of next week. We really hope that you will take this opportunity to spend more time with us in face-to-face in a safe environment to make sure you're seeing this tactile product firsthand. If you can't join us, visit widit.co.uk/Brightside Show to register for some more of our digital content and digital events, and to partake in our Brightside Awards that will be announced in October. We're so excited to spend this season supporting you, and if there's anything else you need or that we can help you specifically with, then please ask anytime. Thank you so much for joining us and taking the time, and we hope to see you very, very soon.